So, my dear friends in Christ, I welcome you to the 28th day of our global family liberation. Tonight, we shall be praying for our elders, the senior citizens, the pensioners. Who are the elders? In between the mid-age, which we reflected yesterday, the mid-age, and then the older persons, we have a set of people known as the elders. They are the senior citizens, people who have just retired from work. Remember, I told you that the mid-age, they are the working class. They are the leaders. They are the active members of the society. So, as you are living this stage in life, gradually you are expected to retire. So, majority of pensioners, those who have retired, they fall into this category. I'm talking about the elderly ones, the elders, senior citizens. So now, they occupy an important position in the society. Though civil service, government workers encourage people at this age, 60, 65, that is when they are expected to retire from their civil service. But in most community, we still find some elderly ones at this age and at this stage who are leaders. In fact, in most African traditional society, the elderly ones are actually the head of the community. You are initiated into the council of elders, and it's an honorable position in the society. Where I am at the moment, that is Ishan land in Edo State of Nigeria. In fact, the elderly ones are the governing body in the society. They are the lawmakers, and they are equally the ones that govern the executive members of the society. The Council of Elders is a very powerful legislative body. The Council of Elders, in fact, most African cultures is made up of men, Council of Elders. When we talk about Council of Elders, these are the people that meet on a regular basis, and most of the time, market day, to deliberate, about the welfare of the society. Council of Elders. So young people are not expected, even the mid-age group, they are not admitted into the Council of Elders. It may not be the same in other parts of Africa, but I'm talking about Ishan land in the Edo State of Nigeria. So the Council of Elders, is a very powerful body. And the Council of Elders here, the head of the Council of Elders is usually the Odionwole. That is the most elderly man in the community. the Odionwele, that is the head of the community. So it may not bring out exactly what we are talking about, because I want us to carry along both the women and the men. So what we are talking about has to do with men and women. When we talk about the elders, senior citizens, okay, pensioners, we are talking of those who have just retired from public service. Those who, they may not have, maybe they have not retired, but they have reached the age of 60 and above. If the mid-age are between 35, 60, now the elders equation, those I'm focusing on now, right now, should be between 60 and, if you like, 75. 60, 75. Now, from 75 to 100 to forever, any other age after 75 years or even 70 years, these are the most elderly people, the older persons. We reflected on them. We prayed for them on the 20th day of this global family liberation. Now, the elders, just normal elders between the age 60 and 75. You know, the Bible says our span is 70 years or 80 for those who are strong. You may ask, what are the significance or what are the benefits? What does people at this age enjoy most? One thing they enjoy most is a sense of fulfillment. Most of these elders, they are no longer, some of them are just past their menopause. They are no longer giving birth to children. Okay? They have now grandchildren. For the women, mothers, this is the period in time when they go for omogo. What I mean by that, maternity visitation, maternity leave or maternity visitation. Their daughters have started giving birth, okay? And then they will have the privilege, the opportunity to visit their daughters wherever they may be, either within the country or even outside the country. Like all these my friends who are sending me okporoko from abroad, okay? And they say they are on Amogo. They are the elders in question. They are the elders we are talking about, okay? They are now enjoying the fruit of their labor. And this is the best time to enjoy the fruit of your labor, because a laborer deserves his wages. You have trained your children. Your children are married. You have even eaten their bread. And most of them are at this stage are receiving bride prize. They are receiving bride prize from their children, and they are now receiving their grandchildren, even though sometimes great grandchildren. So it's a very interesting period or stage in every human life. So the elders, one thing about them is they have stories to tell. They are storytellers. They have experience which they always want to share. And you see them, any little opportunity you give them, they want to tell their story. Because they have experience. And experience is the best teacher. But unfortunately, the young people, the younger ones, may not even have time for them. So their greatest challenge is loneliness. Loneliness. They are looking for somebody to discuss with. They are looking for somebody to narrate story. In fact, in African traditional or in African culture where we are now, those days they are the ones that usually tell the tales by moonlight story. So because they have gotten a lot of experience, gotten a lot to share, unfortunately, the younger ones may not even show interest because television has taken over, that aspect of our family life. So unlike those days, after supper, the elders gathers their children under the tree or outside to take fresh air. It's not now that everybody have got AC, fan. So the elders will take their children outside and then tell them stories. And this is how those stories are passed from generation to generation. Most of those stories are not even written, oral tradition. So, but unfortunately for them now, a lot of things have taken over those stories. As I said, television, and the worst part of it, the worst one is the handset, the internet, the online. You see, most of the children that are always glued on the internet, what is happening on Google, they are no longer interested in listening to the elders. Now, these elders, most of them who are vulnerable, who may be sick, at times you see their children. I'm gradually moving to the challenges facing the elders. You see their children, they will now see them as burden. And most of them, they take them to old people's home for retirement. So, and because they are abandoned, a lot of these elders are abandoned in the village due to urbanization, civilization. People are rushing out, leaving their village. The youths are leaving, trooping out of the village. And at the end of the day, you discover that they will now abandon the elders in the village. And the elders suffers a lot. And one of the things they suffer is loneliness. Now, there is a crazy one. Most of these elders, as I said, they are the senior citizens. They have served meritoriously and now they have retired. Countries like Nigeria that doesn't have respect for elders, most of the time, they don't easily release their pensions. They don't easily release their gratuity. So that is one of the things that frustrate this stage in life. When they don't have any financial support from government, they don't have even what they have saved when they were in civil public service. They cannot even have access to it. Most of the government will deny them their pensions, deny them their gratuity. So this usually affects them. So that is it. Now, elders. We have elders in the church. You used to hear the apostles and the elders. So they are the governing body in most churches. It's an office in the church. And this office, the office of the elders of the church. The elders of the church. So the people we are talking about, they are the one that occupies this office. They are the elders of the church and they are the decision-making body in the church. They serve as a reconciliatory body. Elders of the church, they are there to pray for the people. All these things we shall see when we start reflecting from the Bible. For instance, the book of James, chapter 5, verse 14, where James declared, "Is there any sick one among you? They should call the elders of the church and let them anoint oil. Pray for the sick and anoint olive oil." So the prayer of a righteous man will bring healing. And if he has sinned, God will forgive him. So you now discover that the elders, they play vital role, not only in the secular society, but also in the church. So that is it. Before we continue, or before I invite you to reflect on some of the scriptural passages, I want to assure our elders that Jesus loves you. You have worked hard by either serving your country, serving the humanity. You have worked hard by giving birth, because most of the elders have gotten children and now grandchildren. So today, God has remembered you for all the sacrifices you have been making as elders. God will use it to bless you. So the elders in the house, we are here praying for you, that the good Lord will deliver you from all the issues that are related to the elders. That the good Lord will deliver you from sickness that are associated with old age, with elderly ones. You know, most of these elderly ones, their major sickness is arthritis. Some of them will complain about rheumatism. All you. You know, they have given birth to children, and the hip or the waist, you can imagine how many times they have given birth to children. And the women usually suffer waist pain. Some of them, even as a result of their menopause, because monthly, what they used to see, their visitors, they are no longer seeing it. And most of this blood are accumulated. When the blood are not released as they used to do every month, this congested blood usually cause all kinds of sickness. You will see some of them having swollen leg, some of them having ache in their joint, some of them even bending down. You will see their leg. And if these women should show you, some of them have to tie cloth to straighten their leg, okay? Straighten their hip, lap. So because at this stage, a lot of changes, physiological changes, you will start seeing a lot of physiological changes. So either the leg is bending or you see them bend, a lot of changes, I will tell you. And it's not a funny one. It's not when you go near them and they tell you what they are passing through, you can always pity them. So what these elders are going through is only God that knows. So, and most of them are not even know. They keep telling them it is arthritis. It is what do you call it? Oruku, or some call it rheumatism. Simply put, my dear, all these are grammar. You have just stopped seeing your visitor, monthly visitor, because those blood that comes out of you is a kind of purifies your body. But the moment you stop seeing your menses, then ask yourself, all those blood, where do they go? And those are the blood that accumulates and then start, So, my dear, all you need to know is almost every elderly woman are passing the same problem you are passing through, except the grace of God. Problem shared is problem shared is, or problem known, I don't know. Problem shared is problem solved. So by the time you listen to 10 of these elderly women, you will discover that. So when they call at times, I just pity them. They are always complaining of the same thing. Uku, where so my hip? Two things, factors that are responsible for that. I will usually pray for them and it will relieve, but it will not be total healing, because if you are lucky, it will last long. The lucky ones, those who have faith, but the fact remains that as those who have stopped seeing their mercies, as those who have given birth to children, you know what that means? So, and that's why anybody that insults his or her mother, that person is a fool. What the mothers have passed through in order to bring you to this world, they passed through hell. That, if you know what these women have passed through, you should pity them. So you must honor them. You must respect them, because they narrowly escaped death because of you. So, but most of the young people take this for granted. Never you allow your mother or your father to curse you, especially mothers. If they should curse you with what they are seeing, what they are suffering, nature, oh my God, you will not go away with it. And that's why I always encourage you people, always make them happy. These people are suffering. The elders, they are suffering. Their smile is the source of your blessing. Their tears is the source of your hardship. I repeat, the smile of the elders is the source, is the channel of your blessing. The tears of the elders is the channel of your hardship. There is an adage that says, when you respect the elders, your younger ones will equally respect you. Or when you honor the elders, when you become an elder, your younger ones will equally honor you. Or put another way, the Igbo people will say, Onye to eze, eze eruaka. When you praise an elderly person, one day you will automatically become an elderly person. And that is where I have problem with all these wicked, heartless politicians who are not taking care of the elderly ones, who have nothing, no allowance, no care, no package, no plan, no agenda for the elderly ones. These politicians, I keep asking myself, are they aware that one day they will become elders? Are they aware that one day they will retire? No wonder most of them don't want to retire. Most of them want to die in the office because of their wickedness. Having said all these wonderful things about the elders, let me quickly say that the elders have their own weak point, have their own shortcomings. And the problem I have with the elderly ones, one, most of the greedy ones, they don't like handing over. They always hold on to. Most of our, especially out here in Africa, most of our elderly ones, they don't like handing over. They like holding on to. Look at the kind of leaders we have. So selfish, so self-centered. They are not, the energy to work is not there. Imagine somebody who claims to be your president. He doesn't visit the people he's leading. You just became a president, got a mandate, only to go to UK to rest, to retirement. You are still in office, so you spend more than 100 days. You are just gotten a mandate, and you know that you are not fit to rule. You know what it means to rule the giant of Africa? The giant of Africa, the most populated country in Africa. And now you collected the mandate because of you don't want to hand over. And then you know you are weak, your health is not strong. Look at how breeze is blowing you. And then you go to UK. And those of you in UK, you people are wicked. You people, for you to keep that man for more than 100 days, you are wicked. You are covering evil. You are the part of the problem we are having. The foundation now. This man, we thought he is coming to as a disciplinarian. People who voted him thought, as a disciplinarian, war against indiscipline. They thought by the time he will come into office, with being a military man, he will at least fight against the so-called corruption he promised us to fight. But unfortunately, those of you in UK, you harbored him. Within that short time, in fact, the moment Buhari was announced the president of Nigeria, people started returning fund. They were afraid on their own. They were returning fund. But those of you in UK, you were holding him. And because you were holding him, the vision, you polluted it. He only came back to become vegetable. That, corruption started fighting him instead of him fighting corruption. So you are the part of the problem we are facing. You cover up a lot. Those of you in UK, may God forgive you. So most of our elderly ones, they don't like handing over. They like holding on to things. Come to civil service. You see most of these people falsifying their age. People who went to school, went typewriter, they were using typewriter to teach. They are the same people that are teaching today. They are the same people. They keep falsifying their age in order to be teaching, in order to remain in public service. See them, old people, and yet young people have no job. Our parents, you people are wicked. You don't want to hand over. I don't pity you. If you like, die in that office. You are so selfish. Your children who are strong to work, they are there. You are the one. Any money for the family. When will you retire and go and enjoy the fruit of your labor? You started working. Some of your grandchildren have graduated. You are still working. When will you retire? You are part of the problem we are having. If you don't know it now. All these elders that have refused to retire, you are part of the problem we are having. Your young graduates will be sleeping early morning. You are running quaka 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 quaka, and you are going to work. Work. You started going. When will you get tired? You want to die in office every year. You are falsifying your age. Elders, you have your own issue. I don't pity you because you are the one that give yourself that load. You don't want to retire. Continue to work now. And there be any money for your children who are supposed to be taking care of you. Your children who are supposed to be taking care of you. You are now still working. Your young children are there. They are not working. They are carrying files. Unemployment is the major problem we are facing. And how can we get this unemployment? When you are occupying the position where your children are supposed to occupy. Not until you retire before these children will take over. This unemployment is not as if we don't have job. We have job, but our parents doesn't want to hand over to us. So they keep telling us that we are the leaders of tomorrow. We are the leaders of tomorrow, and we are waiting for tomorrow. Tomorrow is not coming. Oh, when will this tomorrow come? Some of my mates now are unemployed. We are the ones that's supposed to be working. Some of my mates are unemployed, but our parents, our grandparents are still working. Buhari should retire. He is too old to rule. Look at the bill they passed last time. Not too young to rule. I said that is crazy. We should be talking about too old to rule. That is the bill we should pass. We should have an age limit whereby all these politicians should retire. Look at all of them that are occupied. Look at your Minister of Information. All of them are too old to rule. They should retire. Give room to young people like us with, oh my God. Hot blood, we are the ones to lead. This is our turn. And you people don't want to hand over to us. Nature will force you to hand over. Very soon, all of you will die. And then there will be space for us. Continue to hold. As only Jihe Wataka, when they are Kelu, Akaga your choir. The day he will bring it down. The boy will take, the children will take what belongs to them. Continue to hold on to. But my fear is that when we take over now, we will not hand over. Don't worry, I pray that today, God will give you the sense. Remember, that seat you're occupying, once you are more than 65 years, that position you are occupying belongs to your children. Retire. Honorably, go and enjoy the fruit of your labor. You must not die as a civil servant. Remember, a servant is a servant. Whether a civil servant, whether a maid servant, the worst thing that can happen to you is to die a servant. The worst thing that can happen to you is to die a servant. So I pray for all of you